I feel like it could just be unveiling, right? When life keeps lifing and you go through it, you might be able to just see where before you thought something and now you're able to let that go because you don't need it anymore. And it's this maybe a perpetual unveiling and seeing more truth.
Welcome to Permission the Podcast. I'm Dr. T, and this is my sister,
Silvana, and we are two regular people talking about spirituality in our daily lives.
Each week, we're inviting you to the internal conversation. So let's get started.
With your permission.
Welcome back to Permission the Podcast.
Hi, we're back.
What we have for you today is the wisdom episode, and we're going to start with a question for Amina.
Amina, I am Aquarius, and my rising is, my ascending is Aries. What does that mean now that, what did you say, Uranus
Is going into
Great
Gemini.
question. So with your sun in
into
Aquarius,
Gemini?
got it. So your sun is still in Aquarius, but your rising is Aries and your moon is in Gemini. That's a really dynamic.
No, my moon is not Gemini. My moon is actually Cancer. Well, what I want to know is what does it mean now that Uranus moved to, you said Mercury?
Gemini.
To Gemini, sorry.
Ah, yes, exactly. So with Uranus now moving through Gemini, it's bringing this wave of innovation, curiosity, and kind of sudden shifts in how you think and communicate. For you, since your sun is Aquarius, you might feel a stronger call to explore new ideas, maybe even pushing boundaries in how you express yourself. So expect a bit of mental excitement and fresh perspectives popping up.
What does that mean in business?
In business, that can be really exciting. Uranus in Gemini often sparks a lot of innovative thinking, adaptability, and a desire to try new communication channels or business models. You might feel drawn to experiment with tech, marketing, or new ways of connecting with clients. So if you're considering a pivot or a bold new idea, this is a great time to lean in.
Perfect, thank you.
Fire, baby!
On top of that, my card reading was like, I am totally magnetic right now, and I feel it. I feel the energy shift. I'm already currently focusing on action and planting seeds and everything. So even when I went out dancing last night, right? I went out dancing last night, and just like I can see not all eyes on me, but like a lot of people just staring because I can feel people when they look at me, right? But it was a lot. And then I was dancing and looking, and I could just see like people, and then they would come and like, you have a nice style of dancing. You're amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, I'm so magnetic right now.
Hell yeah. So just to follow up with that, right? So Uranus moved into Gemini April 25th. Long time ago, right?
By the time this airs correctly.
And me and you, Kui, we opened a LLC on that day, Reyes Castillo, so that we could put the podcast under that.
And other stuff.
And I just realized that transit was happening that same day. So it's after the fact. So I then looked it up. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. We opened up this business on the same day this transit happened. What does this transit mean for me? So this transit is in my 10th house. I'm a Virgo rising. It's going into career. Let me start with this. It went through Taurus, right? Uranus went through Taurus for 7 years, and that went into identity for me. And because I'm a Taurus sun. And then it's in Gemini now, which means it's about communication and building. It's about career and legacy work. Reyes Castillo, excuse me. And public image or public communication. And, I asked Claude, because now I'm on Claude. I asked Claude, like, oh, okay, so what does it mean? And it goes into, well, you're writing your memoir and the sci-fi novels and this new startup is going to be it's all aligned. I gotta last time I was talking about my matchmaker, right? Jeanette. So Jeanette is an astrologer, and
Oh, okay.
she looked at my chart
I
and
didn't
she's
even
like,
know.
"Oh,
Yeah, okay, but she did that. Okay.
you're hella aligned." And I was like, "Yes," which is why I'm looking for someone hella aligned.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so yada, 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 we're back to the topic. The topic at hand is the wisdom.
Yes.
So when I came up with this topic, I was thinking, because I'm doing so much information taking in, all this reading, all this learning and whatever. And I noticed something interesting. I noticed that, like, I'm learning so much more. I'm taking in so much more information. And I feel like I'm less certain about all the things. Like, I know more
You know
now.
more, right? But now the horizon is getting bigger and bigger, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it just makes me, I guess, more flexible. Like, oh, maybe it's not that way, it's this way, or maybe it's both ways, or maybe there's a neutral way of thinking about it, because I'm allowing for more concepts to come in. That means that I'm able to hold more space for more possibilities, more potential. Like, maybe
And I'm
that's
thinking
true.
maybe also viewing something from different perspectives. So it could be like that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's like, yeah, what's right, what's wrong. Couple of things could be right. It's not one thing, right? The way I was thinking about it is also, and you probably see this the time, is just in your clients or patients. You call them clients or patients? I always say the same thing.
Patience.
Patients.
I mean, it's either.
When you want control and you want certainty and you want the answers and you want to have all of this, it becomes rigid, right? Because I'm thinking, to me, it's like in the unknown, in the not knowing, it's where all the magic happens, right? And so being able to just welcome the unknown with open arms, or you can call it, I don't know,
Embrace.
embrace it, just the holy not knowing. The not knowing, it's just, to me, is where it's at.
Magic.
Or else, if everything was certain, if you knew everything, then where does that leave intuition and all of this other stuff we're learning, right? So that's what I was thinking when you came up with the subject.
Well, it's interesting. Like, there, I feel like the bringing it back to Joe Dispenza is awesome too, because what I feel like what he highlights so well is that everything that we want or we strive for or whatever is in the space of not knowing.
Right. And you can go back to the retreat, and we had no calendar. We didn't know what time we were starting. I mean, we know what time we had to be there. That's it. There was nothing else, right? And he's like, yeah, you got to leave the room for the unknown. And this is the reason why you don't have a schedule. Don't worry, you're going to eat.
Yeah, I loved not having a schedule.
And so it was like, we didn't know what meditations we were doing. We didn't know. I mean, obviously, we had a walking meditation where we had to get up at a certain time and meet at a certain place. We knew we had to meet there, but we didn't know much more after that.
We also downloaded the whatever. But okay, so I feel like also sometimes when I guess when you're young, right? So I feel like when I was a teenager and then even in my 20s, I thought I knew things like, oh, I know
I know a
the
lot. Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what's right. I know what's wrong. I know what's injustice. I know what justice is. I know what knowing and not knowing is. And how do you not know what you don't know? Of course you know what you don't know. That doesn't even make any sense, but whatever. And you know, I thought I knew the way the world worked, right? And just like the more I learn, the more information I have no clue. I have no clue.
I tell you the space I'm in. The space I'm in is that I'm open. I'm basically trusting the universe, trusting my path, trusting that everything it's already manifested. And so people come to me, synchronicities everywhere, and I'm just trusting the flow of things. And so, meaning the information that I need, it's gonna come when I need it. And if something's calling me, yes, I'm taking action. If something is popping up and I'm like, you know what, I want to do this lecture, I'm signing up, and so I just think I'm at that moment where I'm just trusting in the flow of things and how information comes to me. That's it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of my journey has been with my therapeutic orientation, which is acceptance commitment therapy. And I'm heading into a conference for it, a 4-day conference by the head guy, basically the head guy that created the approach, which is Stephen C. Hayes. Dr. Stephen C. Hayes created acceptance commitment therapy. And the entire approach is in service of what he calls psychological flexibility. And so I tell my patients, I'm like, okay, everything we're doing is in service of you having psychological flexibility. What does that mean? In the most simplest terms is being in the now, being aware of what's here now, identifying if there's something from the past that's interfering with the now, and how you want to make your next step, right? Um, and there's an existential part of it too, of like, well, how do you live your life to get to the end of it and say that you're able to complete, to say the things that you want to be able to say on your deathbed, right? That's kind of like the
Okay.
existential part of it is,
Okay.
am I living my life in the way that I want to live my life now?
And be remembered by?
And what?
Be remembered by in your
Well,
deathbed?
not necessarily be remembered by, but more like, am I living the way now? If I'm 20, 30, 40, 50, if am I living today the way that I want to say that I lived my life? It kind of
Okay.
does that perspective change, right? So psychological flexibility, I feel like when I really, really took it on, I was able to kind of shift from lots of fixed things, right? Like uh, right and wrong, and this and that, and if this, then not that. And that flexibility is, well, what if I can hold all of the things all at once, right? And I feel like that has changed just my perception of, what do I know? What do I know for certain? I really don't know. Like now I don't know. I don't know, because the more that I have studied, for example, scientists don't know the differentiating factors between what's alive and what's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So then does that mean I'm alive or I'm dead? I don't know. I mean, I imagine that I'm alive, but
Yeah.
then um no one knows what consciousness is. And the more that you get into consciousness research, the funkier it gets. And we don't know if this is a video game. We don't know if aliens are playing us like a sim, or there's one infantile alien and we're all a part of this like sim world that one child alien created in the basement of whatever, like I don't know. And that's, you know, that's not and part of it too is, even that example is not a example that could be dismissed by scientists. So it's kind of, it gets funkier, man. You know?
Well, saying you don't know, it's probably the smartest thing to say, right? Because there's just so much out there and so much we don't know. Yet, I don't worry about what I don't know. You know, like I'm not concerned about that. So that's where I am in the trust place, where I'm trusting the information that's coming in, the contacts that are coming in, the people that are coming into my life, my clients, doing some energy healing work, and I'm just trusting. And also trusting my intuition to go with, okay, this person needs this, and you know what people need. And so that stuff comes with the voice.
Because inside of your head,
I know stuff. I mean, I it's not that I know, it's just that information comes as I need it. And so that's where I put my trust into my intuition, the universe, and everything. even silly things. I went for a hike. Yeah, I went for a hike and it was yoga. My yoga instructor Ranka, she put in a out and about is called, and so we once a month we're gonna do a hike just to get the people from the yoga studio to mingle, to create a deeper connection rather than just saying hello at yoga, right? Hello and bye.
That sounds like community.
Yeah. And so I invited the women from my circle, of course.
Of course.
Anyway, I ended up talking to one of the guys that I see all the time, but he is and part of me, like, we got into the spiritual conversation and the stuff I was saying, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is such a synchronicity. I'm thinking about this stuff." And so I was basically giving him answers about things he had questions of, but it just came out in conversation, right? And so it was like, whoa. And then part of me was just like, my voice is like, he's Aquarius. So I'm like, what sign are you? He's like, Aquarius. Of course you are. And then later on that day, I got the second message I got, like, he's an 11, like a life path. And I'm like, I'm curious, is he an 11? And so I texted him, hey, what's your life path? 11. I'm like, of course.
Yo.
So, but that's my voice, and my voice gets involved in everything.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sometimes not knowing has felt very uncertain. And sometimes that uncertainty has felt like,
Paralyzing?
yes, and unstable.
Are we talking COVID?
The vid. Well, sometimes it has felt paralyzing, like just I don't know what's gonna happen next. And because of that, I don't know what to do. And then it's left me in a place of, okay, so let me just not do anything, which might have been the smartest thing that I could have done. But then also, I feel like that also can get parallel with the uncertainty feels like I'm growing outside of the container that I was once in.
Okay, so for a second you scared me because my mom has this saying that says, mejor no hagas nada. You better not do anything. Like, don't do anything. Just stay.
Well, sometimes the thing to do is
It's
not
to just
do.
chill. Yeah.
Right, is to be. You have to be able to be with the discomfort. And it's okay that you're uncomfortable, and it's okay that there's a level of unease that is present because you don't know, and that's okay. And you don't have to do anything about it.
So you don't have to know everything.
You don't?
That's control.
You don't?
You don't. You know, it's okay. And it's okay to figure out as you go, right? Like, yeah, sit with the discomfort, feel it, let it go through you. And ask yourself questions like, why am I feeling this? What's the real reason? Right?
Yeah. I feel like the thing that I always rely on in the moments where I don't know and I don't know what to do, I always take a moment to take a step back and reflect, okay, what is there to do? And is it meaningful? And if it's not, then that lets me know that I need to chill, because I personally can't just take actions just to take them just so that I said I took them. I can't do that.
Right.
And I can't handle doing that.
It's also moving with purpose, right?
Exactly.
And so you're not just gonna, whoa. Right. I get it.
So the times it feels really uncomfortable, I just make sure that I chill. Because nothing good comes from just doing senseless shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like that leads us into what is it that we each think we know about the nature of reality?
Mm. Wow.
That's a big question.
That's a big question. So after, the experience I had with the car, I definitely know that I know it, that it is like a simulation in a way, like we're here to learn. I'm an avatar. And when I go to sleep, I'm actually reconnecting to my heart, the spirit, right? The oneness. But we're here to learn what we need to learn or what we signed up to learn. And we have the power to create whatever we want to create. We have the power to say what's going to affect us, how it's going to affect us. We already know all this, but I know this is I call it a video game, but it is like the Matrix. Everybody has their own Matrix. So this is my Matrix, and you're in my Matrix right now, doing this podcast with me.
Well, and that's another thing that trips me out is there's no way of knowing that other people have consciousness. We just make a base assumption that other people are conscious. And it could be that I'm conscious and everyone else is playing a role, like the fucking Truman Show.
Well, they're playing a role, but at the same time, is they're part of the Matrix. So it's a line. The way I see it is like everybody has their matrix, their goals and whatnot, and somehow they interact with the other people's matrix, and somehow they get connected. And I was thinking about the other day that I was taking a shower. Wow, this is freaking amazing. All the coding that needs to happen for this, for everything to all the numbers, like, how sometimes when I either meditate or I dream, I see numbers, like everything is a number. I see them flying, like thoughts are numbers, everything is a number, everything is a code. And just in order for me to have a certain experience or to call something in, what needed to happen in order for that one little interaction to happen. And the same thing for the other people having their experience. So at some point, everything is one huge video game. And everyone has a part and everybody's connected and everybody has a story. Yes. In my Matrix, I'm the main character and everybody else is a secondary character. But in your Matrix, you're the character, but we are you know what I mean? Like, so it's a different view or a different camera angle on the story, but yet it's all in one. We're all intermingling and and so it's an interesting, because if you think of video games, okay, this video game has this goal and it does this, but just in order to have all of them align perfectly whenever they need to connect, that's power.
Well, yeah. And does more data give you more knowledge, or
Sometimes more is just more.
Is it more truth? Is it more knowledge? Is it more?
I feel like knowledge, okay. let's talk about knowledge. Let's talk about wisdom. And like, there's stuff you know, information. And I feel like wisdom is once you like embody it. The enlightenment stuff, right? Is when it becomes part of you in a cellular level. And so that's a big difference. So is there information and knowledge everywhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of it.
Yeah.
And then there's your wisdom, right? And so that to me, there's a difference.
Yeah, I feel like they deserve, classification. So knowledge, when I think of knowledge, it's the stuff I learn, right? So from people speaking, from having conversations with other people, from listening to interviews, to reading books and other people's thoughts, to learning from school, to all of that to me is knowledge. Wisdom for me, or how I've conceptualized it, is when it is now integrated into my being. What does that mean? When it feels true, right? When it feels like truth, when it feels like I have a palpable firsthand experience of it in myself, or in relation to others, or in relation to my environment, where there's a shift from having a thought of knowing what that is to having an experience of the thing. And I feel like we've talked about this from I mentioned my example of be the change you want to see in the world. Like
Yes.
you hear it. And it's just words that you hear. I mean, conceptually it makes sense, right? Like, oh yeah, whatever.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it makes sense, but then you have an internalized experience of it, and it gets integrated with your sense of being. And for me, that happened not long ago. So then,
Yes, so that's wisdom.
so then that's the difference between, yeah, like you hear that the stove is hot and then you full on put your hand on it. Not that you need to do that to obtain the wisdom. Even though I feel like some people would say you kind of do. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it depends. For some people, it comes differently. Some people, like I think of it, okay, I'm thinking about people that, I don't know, people that don't believe in ghosts until they see one, And so some people have to see one, and some people don't. And some people don't want to.
I love this. Okay, so I think it's story time.
What?
When I went to visit my father for his birthday, even though he came to visit me for his birthday. Anyway,
His birthday party.
It's
right.
irrelevant. We had his birthday party in New York City. And then he has made it a point to be vocal about his needs, and I have been trying to meet those needs. And he keeps saying he would like to have my presence. So he's making a bid for connection. He's communicating it clearly. And I am being mindful and aware of his bid and request. So I went to visit him for his birthday again. I never saw him on his birthday, but I saw him before his birthday and I saw him after his birthday.
Right after his birthday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we had this, I don't even know why we were talking about this. We had this whole discussion about like, oh, I don't believe in aliens.
Yeah.
I don't believe in aliens, but I believe in ghosts because I saw them. And then
Yeah.
I asked them if they ever met a giraffe and are they real?
Yeah. You said, well, do you believe in the giraffes? Yes. Have you ever seen one? No.
And then I was like, do you believe in Jesus?
Yes. Have you ever seen them? I remember that conversation.
I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like that's a little dick moment, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
and then I go like, wait, look, you don't need to even look for a ET. Your daughter Teresa is an ET.
I am.
And Dad was like,
Uh, uh, uh. I mean, and I feel like that's what makes stuff so funny, right? Like we have these compartments
So
and
it's about faith, right? Whatever you whatever you believe, and it becomes your faith, and you don't have to see it because you have faith that is there, right? And that could be Jesus, that could be God, the devil, whoever, whatever faith you have that you think, okay, there's a hell, there's this, there's that. To me, it's like if you believe it, then it's there for you. You have a special hell just for you.
well, I feel like it goes beyond that. I think because we have conceptualized it, we have created it into existence. So whatever the theory is or the thought
Right.
or the archetype or the image or whatever, because we have conceived of it even just in thought, then
It exists for
then
you.
it has materialized
For
and it
your
exists
life.
for
Yeah.
everyone.
For absolutely everyone?
Yeah.
I
But
don't believe in hell.
it exists for everyone in the sense of it's a part of now the collective, well, I guess it would be the collective consciousness or unconsciousness, right? But it's there in, at very least, theory, but not that you have to believe in it. It
I
just
don't
means
subscribe to it.
right. You don't have to subscribe to it. It
Yeah.
just means that it's
It's
a
there for the
concept
people
that exists.
that they have a subscription for it. Got it. It's like Netflix, but I'm not gonna sign up for it.
It's kind of like you don't have to believe in capitalism,
Ta-dum.
right? Like, you don't have to believe in Catholicism.
It's there. I
Yeah.
got it. I got it.
Okay. So, do you feel like you can intentionally get wiser?
Intentionally get wiser.
Yeah.
What is
Is it
is this a
something
trick
that
question?
is it something that
Is
you
it-
can
Is
actively
it like
attain?
is it like enlightenment a place?
No,
Is it a country?
is it like knowledge?
Yeah.
You know, when you go out and say, "Oh, I'm gonna learn everything about, I don't know, cooking Peruvian food." That's knowledge. You can look at recipes, you can make recipes, you can practice, like, and there's a relation to, taking in the material, listening to some people doing the thing, but also doing the thing yourself. And then the knowledge evolves to be some kind of competence or whatever. Do you feel like that works the same with wisdom? Do you feel like someone can set out to be wise and then become wiser?
I I feel this is so weird. I feel like it's not like you become wiser because you already are, like you already are wise. You're just remembering stuff that, that's in you and it's aligning with you and you are integrating into you. But at the end, we all come from source, right? So we're all divine. So we have everything we need inside of us. So can you become wiser? Like you are wise already.
Oh my God. So I feel like what you're describing, when you said that, I have this like very clear image of like finding something and then kind of excavating it to reveal it, like an archaeologist,
Right. There
or
you go.
finding a diamond in the rough,
Right.
or a pearl, where you're like, okay, I'm kind of getting rid of all the stuff that is not what it is
Right.
to to reveal its true nature.
Which is basically what we're all trying to do, right? As we peeling all of those layers of whatever trauma, whatever we're working on, we're peeling it, then we are what's in the middle, your true authentic self, your essence, and you are wise, you are light, you're love, you're all of these things. And so, yeah, so become wiser. I don't know. What does that mean? Wise times 3? Yeah, I don't know. I just find it like, um, you know, yeah, with time, with experience, like the elder, you think of them, okay, they're wise. They've gone through so many experiences and all of that. I don't think it's something you're like measuring by how wise are you? This is scale.
Like an IQ test for wisdom. No.
Yeah. And so I don't see it as that.
I feel like it could just be unveiling, right? When life keeps lifing and you go through it, you might be able to just see where before you thought something and now you're able to let that go because you don't need it anymore. And it's this maybe a perpetual unveiling and seeing more truth.
Uh-huh. Right. Because, I mean, there's got to be stuff that you were certain it was truth years ago, right? Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And then something happened. And then you now see it in a different way. And it's no longer, it has shifted to something else.
Yeah. Do you have an example?
Mm, many. I mean, in that thing that happened to me with my almost car wrecking accident, like that event changed everything for me in a way. Because I was able to, like, I understood about, okay, yeah, this is like a matrix. I'm in charge of my reality. I can create, I can do this. And then when I was in the car, lost control of the car on a hill, and it was moving in slow motion and fast at the same time. And I was able to say, no, this is not how this is going to go. You're just going to bear right a little bit and you're going to miss this head-on collision. Like I was able to basically pick what I want in my car to go. And for some reason, I have view of outside of the car, which I still don't know how to explain that part. And I saw how my car would miss the pole after the car and all of that, and swerve all the way to the end of the hill. And to me, that was like, whoa, it was exciting. I was not afraid. Like, I felt adrenaline, but I was always felt in control. And I was kind of excited, like, wow, that was fun in a way. It was like, and I was like, okay, this is showing me how much control you have of everything, really. And so, even though I agree with the whole concept before that, then integrate it, right? That I control my reality. There's all these different multi dimensions of realities of the outcomes that could happen right now. And I actually went and said with my voice, no, this is what you're going to do. Like, my voice had time to tell me all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I listened, and I was in control, and I felt safe under all the chaos. But in me, I felt safe. And so that right there was like, wow, we are so powerful, and we can control absolutely everything. And that was a big lesson for me.
I had something like that where I was reading this I think it's transpersonal meditation book or something. Transcendental meditation. I think they call it TM. And I called you and I was like, oh my God, I had this whole epiphany.
Yeah, I can just
have it.
I can just have it. I remember. Right.
And you were like, yeah. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I can just have it. And you were like, I know.
Yeah. But exactly. Now, so it like wired in you, it became truth, right? Like truth and the knowing, the truth, the wiring. And so it changes everything.
I had the same moment with I am what I seek. Have we talked about this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So same moment. I'm like, oh, it is within me. I am the thing that I want to see outside of myself.
Yeah.
I mean, other things that are kind of based in like this dynamic that we have going on, the societal dynamic. I feel like for me, an example was with politics of like who won the election this year, that year, and who are these people that voted for this person or that person. And then I just realized, it's bigger than what
yeah.
it is,
Yeah. I totally agree. And I used to spend time too thinking,
like get
they
all
believe in
upset about
this
it.
and
Like,
blah, blah,
who
blah,
are these
blah, blah.
people?
And now I'm like, yeah, you're part of me, first of all.
Yeah, we're all the same.
And I'm part of you.
We're all
and then I'm thinking,
one.
I just, I don't have to agree with your avatar, but you're still
I don't have to be in
part of it.
conflict with you.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
it's
feel
fine.
anything. Like you can support whatever you want to support, be whoever you want to be.
Right.
And I'm going to just respect it and be like, I disagree,
Exactly.
but I don't Yeah.
And
It's not part of me, but hey.
and what does it mean? I mean, at 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 a very, very base level, it means you showed up to a place, a specific location. You took a piece of paper and you filled out a bubble. That's what it means, literally. But then beyond that, it means, potentially you have a certain ideology. Beyond that, you function with that ideology. Beyond that, you're making decisions connected to that ideology. Beyond that, you're following through with action or inaction with that ideology. And I don't know any of those things. The only thing I do know is that X number of people went to a specific location and filled out a specific bubble. That's what I know. That's what I'm certain of, at least. Anything else is just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, And that's fine. And it's okay. Like, it, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's something that's something that I feel in the past I would have been very upset about. And now I just don't.
Neutral. Basically, I don't react. It doesn't have an effect on me. You can be whoever you want to be. And I will say one thing though, you're not going to be in my corner. Like I don't have to interact with you in a greater level than hi, how are you, whatever. Like, hey, what's up? Because if your vibration or whatever it is that you believe in doesn't match my where I am, then we're not going to connect, right? Or at least not in emotional level
Yeah, but
or yeah.
none of that is determined by the bubble they filled out.
No.
Like they could have filled out the opposite bubble you filled out, and you could still have meaningful connection and
Friendship,
conversation
right.
and
And,
all the
and there
things.
may be some subjects you don't talk about, like religion, politics, whatever.
Or
Because
they're
you're
just
never going to agree on those things.
or they're just subjects that you can talk about and know that you have different thoughts because everyone has different thoughts. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we make things difficult when it really doesn't have to. My thoughts do not have to be your thoughts, and that's okay. Like, come on. I don't know.
I feel like it depends. Meaning that if their thoughts, okay, let me think. I don't know. If they were super, I don't know, let's see, hateful to immigrants or whatever, and they're like just out loud spoken about it, blah, 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 blah. And you sit next to them and they're always making these comments. How do you connect? You're like, let me out of here.
Well, I
You
feel like
know what I
that's
mean? Like there's
different.
people like that.
You're
And
talking
then
about
you're
aggression or whatever.
right, like, but there is certain things that there's certain people that yeah, you can connect. I have friends that we don't see. I mean, I don't have to see the same things like everybody else sees it, right? Or they don't have to see it the way I see it. And I have connections that we just don't talk about certain things because I know we're not going to agree on them. And they're not as important anymore anyway.
How do you do with uncertainty? Does uncertainty make you uncomfortable?
In what way? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
Just in general.
in
Just like
general,
not knowing stuff.
not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. That doesn't bother me. I actually welcome uncertainty now, meaning that it is there that where all the stuff, the possibilities can come. But if I'm focused on one outcome, then I'm leaving out, I don't know,
All the other
all the
variables,
other
all the other
ones.
potentials.
And so, yeah, no, I don't feel, I don't have to know everything.
You know what's funny is that I feel like I can really surrender to uncertainty when I go into a church. I actually also went to a temple, like a Hindu temple in New Jersey, and I
The
felt the
big one,
same.
the huge one.
Yeah, the massive one
When did you go?
on Saturday.
Oh, I want to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you like it?
I loved it. It
Yeah,
was wow.
I know. It's like the biggest one outside of India.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um,
And it's
so
all from donations and stuff. It's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. So surrendering to uncertainty, I feel like I'm able to do it in church. I also felt it when I went into the temple, where it's just kind of like this liberation of like, okay, it doesn't have to fall on me because it can't, because it doesn't, because I'm a part of something that's much bigger.
Okay.
Do you ever do you have a place that you do that, or how does that work for you?
I I do it like I want to say everywhere. Like morning yoga, 6 a.m. When we finish our routine and we're getting ready to, to end the session, with a namaste. Um, as we lay down and we're getting ready to sit up, I sit up. I still have my eyes closed. I extend my arms all the way up on top of my head. It's still in prayer, but I do it over my head. And as I'm lowering it to go into my chest, I always say I surrender to my divine path. And also while I shower. While I shower, I normally surrender to what's coming. Like it's all coming anyway to me, right? So I'm like, my path is open to everything that's meant to come to me. And so I always say it.
I've started using the shower thing because of you. I've started
I think it's so powerful because one, water, it's very powerful. There's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of cleansing. You can do all kinds of things. Just imagining just washing stuff away from you, stuff you don't need. And I base intention my showers that way. Now I have 3 candles on the shower where where the soap goes and stuff. I have 3 little candles. And at night, if I shower at night, I light them up. And, I shower with just candlelight inside the shower, which is cool. It's super cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
So it's like my new way.
Okay. So,
Also, by the way, asking while you're in the shower, asking for the messages that you need to come. I ask for that as well. Like,
okay,
the wisdom.
what was your last shower message?
My last shower message, it wasn't really a message. The last shower I did was last night, and it was more about gratitude. I had an awesome day. And it was like full of synchronicities, and I'm just like I always say, every moment is a gift, and it felt like that, like it was gifts left and right. Yeah.
That is awesome.
So at times it's gratitude. At times it's me asking for, or surrendering to my path and just welcoming what needs to come. And, also calling in my divine partner. Times that's the focus of my shower. And just also feeling his energy because I feel it already, like near me. So,
That's powerful.
yeah.
Do you ever feel like two things that contradict each other can be true at the same time?
Yes, depending on your perspective and how you look at it. You can have, yes, I do believe that. Two things can have two different meanings to two people or whatever, masses.
It's funny. Like, this is the thing that I teach individuals that are struggling in relationships or had a conflict with their partner of like, yeah, do you see how the person that you're in relationship is right? And do you see how you are also right? And do you see how both of you are right? And how both of your perspectives are coming from a different place? And it's a really good exercise that I actually really enjoy doing with the individual.
Mm-hmm. Also, this need of being right, like,
Just stop it.
yeah, like, you're right. I'm like, I don't want to be right. It's just not
Just
about that.
stop it.
And I forgot who said it last to me. I think a friend said it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to be right. This isn't about me. I
Right.
don't want to be right. It's just, yeah. So it's not or that need of when you talk about information and the need of closure too, like the need to know even you, right? When you ended up your marriage or it was over and you just needed to know why. Like why did this happen? How did this happen? Why? And almost like trying to get that information from her while I'm like, doesn't matter. It's not going to change where you are it's not going to change where you are at this moment. And I saw a client too the other day. And we were talking about that, about, look, like, this is what you're feeling. There's all this trauma. It's like you got bit by a spider and you're chasing the spider to ask the spider, the spider is poisonous. It bit you. You're busy looking for the spider to ask her, why did you bit me? Why? What did I do to you? Why? Give me closure. And it doesn't matter why the spider did it. You take care of you, you know?
I love that. That's a really good image of like hunting down the spider.
Right, like looking for a reason and just as if that's gonna make the poison go away. Right? Because you could say, yeah, my bad. Because the spider could be like, yo, I was hungry. I just wanted to suck your energy and your blood. And, that's not going to change how you feel, how you're processing, how you're allowing it to affect you physically, mentally, emotionally. So the need is to attend to you because before that poison reaches your heart and your brain, right? And then game over. Game over. Right? And so take care of yourself. you're not gonna get any wisdom from the spider.
I mean, in other ways,
Knowledge.
sure, but not based on your example.
Yeah, right. Right. And yes, I'm like going to the extreme, obviously. Conversations of when, especially if you're talking about a couple trying to work things out, the reasons, the whys, and the and following with action, communication, and following with action. It's definitely something helpful.
Okay, total shift. What do you think about this? Do you think that we are discovering reality or constructing it?
Okay, let me understand better your question. Do I think we are constructing or unveiling reality?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm more in the unveiling, like, because the reality, it's already like we are all of that stuff, and we are unveiling layer by layer. The veil is getting thinner and thinner. So to me, it's unveiling. For you?
It's both.
Yeah, I mean, you do construct too, but I mean, in terms of um, I don't know, the truth and who we are. To me, it's everything is already inside. So we just unveiling and unleashing your authentic self.
Unleash your inner what? What's the song?
I don't know what song you're singing.
The unwritten song. Unleash your inhibition. The rest is
Feel the
still
rain on
on
your
you.
skin.
Okay. I feel like at some point it was constructed. And whatever has been constructed is unveiled. And whatever is not constructed is constructed to then be unveiled. It's like circular.
Chicken and the egg.
Yeah. It's is it ever not a chicken?
Mm.
Okay, I do think that we can build tolerance of not knowing. We can build tolerance of ambiguity. We could build tolerance to
Permission.
uncertainty. It's permission.
Yes, absolutely. Permission to just allow yourself to, like, not know, not have a schedule. Like, if you can, you know what I mean? Like the times that you can just go with the flow, go with the flow. Things will come. It's funny. I was like the other day, I remember I was coming from the senior center and I was at a stop sign. And then I looked out, I'm like, it's so sunny. I looked at the temperature. I was gonna go forget to the store or back to the house or whatnot. And I'm like, if I turn right, that's the beach. Right turn. And I ended up having a amazing walk at the beach. And then there was this woman there. And it was cold, but it wasn't, but it was sunny. This is some months ago when it was cold, a couple of months ago. And she was in like winter gear. I was like in a vest, It was cold, but not that bad. And she saw me, I saw her, and we both had the same thought, right? She thought, isn't she cold? And I looked at her and I'm like, isn't she hot? And then she said it to me. And then I'm like, I was just thinking, aren't you hot? So we had that same thought, but like opposite.
It's so funny.
And then we ended up chit-chatting. And it was fun.
How wonderful. How absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, so with the practice of building tolerance, I feel like at some point you at some point people get to a point of, embracing it. And part of it is doing your reps. Part of it is getting your reps in. And the more you get your reps in,
practice,
the more that you will take pleasure in the pain of growing. The growing pain. I believe that, right? Like if you go to the gym January 1st and that's it, that's not going to create your six-pack. I know you have mentalized it, which is different, and we can talk about that at another time. But I'm talking about
action.
Doing your reps, getting your reps in, and building some tolerance with not knowing and being able to say, I have no idea. That's been
but I'm gonna go to the gym because I want this.
That's been something new that I've been doing is just saying, I don't know. So I've been saying that in therapy, but part of it is added on to something. And I usually prompt the person to say, do you want A or B? Because the person is talking about A and B. And I was like, well, I feel like first we have to decide which one do you want, right? Because I don't know what you want. You have to be clear on what you want. So I've been doing I don't know as a therapy tool, and it's been coming in handy. I mean, I tell them lots of things I do know because I know lots of things. But the I don't know has been coming in handy.
Permission to not know.
Yeah. Okay. So last thoughts?
I say, besides the permission I just mentioned, just embrace the not knowing and go with the flow. Like, you don't have to know everything. Yet at the same time, you do know certain things that you want.
You know lots of things.
Right? And those things, you do the steps that you need to do to get there, right? And when I say embrace the unknown, meaning like the universe will provide other stuff that you need.
It's funny.
Or that you don't think you need, but then it comes up like, oh, this is useful.
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe another episode could be the weaponized I don't know, because that's also a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you do. Stop it.
Yes, you do know. Stop it.
I think yesterday I used that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, yes, you do. Stop.
Stop it.
You know exactly what you need to do if you want to lose certain amount of weight. Like, you know where the gym is.
You know how to get
about
there. You
right.
know how to dress
eat.
to
You
go
know
there.
the what calories are. You know how many you should be taking, but you don't want to. So that's a different story.
Okay. This is what we have for you this week. The wisdom. Give yourself permission to be uncertain. Give yourself permission to not know things for certain, which can lead you to wisdom.
Right. Give yourself permission to not control. And allow all the possibilities to show up.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll be back next week.
With your permission.
And that is all we have for you this week.
Make sure you follow Permission the Podcast.
And we'll be back next week with your permission.